Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm going to show you how to turn speech into text using AI. Let's jump right in. Let's use OpenAI's API to send a file and then get text back. Now, there's a ton of stuff that they have on their API, but we're going to just focus on speech to text. Got an app using Laravel and Inertia with a React front end. This is using ShadCN UI. I'm just using this as like a visual representation. It's just to help us visualize what's going on here. So let's jump right into the code, and we're going to jump into the back end because that's the most important part. So let's go to the controller. So I already have a bunch of this code written, and we're just going to take a look at it. We're going to go line by line to kind of go over what each of this stuff means. It should be pretty simple to follow. And if it's not, leave a comment down below and I'm happy to help as best as I can. So this controller has two functions in it. One is just to show the UI that you first initially saw, and that's just to provide a form so that somebody can upload an audio file. So that's this index route right here. The next one is when they actually submit the form with the audio file to upload the file and get it transcribed. And that's this piece here. So you'll need to install a package, and there's a few out there for PHP for OpenAI's API. Now I've just used this one. It's called OpenAI PHP. It's really simple to use. You got to create a client, which is this piece, and you'll need an OpenAI API key, which you'll have to go in and into their backend, and you'll have to generate a key and then put it here. Now it does cost money, so keep that in mind, but it is fairly cheap. While I was testing around, I maybe even used perhaps like 5 cents, but the minimum amount that you have to put on your account is $5. So I put the $5, but I think I've only used a few cents while making this video. Now the next thing that you'll have to do is you have to actually take that file and do something with it. So in this case, I'm moving this file to somewhere that the app can then use to send it and process it to the API. So in this case, I'm just moving it to the storage path at public with the original file name. This is the real meat and potatoes because we're actually using OpenAI's client here. So this OpenAI PHP package, which is a third-party package, this is not built by OpenAI themselves. This is just, somebody else had created this for the language PHP. So we can say client audio, and then it's as easy as saying transcribe, using that method transcribe. So we have to specify a model, and this is the model. You can look up on OpenAI's documentation, but I believe this is the only one that they have. So you'll want to use Whisper 1. You need to send in the resource. In this particular case, I've decided to use fopen. So this will return the resource. We can see it right here. And I'm grabbing the storage path and the original file name, because we moved it on this line here. And then you have to specify the format that you want to get back. Now, there's a number of different formats. You'll want to check out OpenAI API's documentation because, again, there's a bunch of options here. And you can get specific words and the timestamps for the specific words. It gets very detailed. So that's where this verbose JSON and the granularities come in. Because if you want the segment and word, you have to say, give me the verbose JSON response back. And then lastly, I'm just returning the text from OpenAI's response. So again, on this package, they've got a text property that comes back after you've called transcribe, which just makes it easy to grab the text that was given. There are a lot more properties that are coming back from this response object, but I'm just choosing to use this because I think that was the most clean for the UI that we picked. And then this inertia render just renders this particular page. So let's see what this looks like in practice. We've got this nice little UI page here. It says speech to text, and then we've got this file uploader. So when we click this, we can go ahead and select our file. So I'm going to select this audio M4 AI file because this is a recording that I made. And then I'm just going to click transcribe. And it takes a second for OpenAI to do its thing, but then eventually it comes back. And the nice thing about using this is that if you have a file that's 1, 2, 3 minutes long, you don't have to wait that long to get it back. It'll actually transcribe much faster than that. So we can see that, the text came back, kind of as you'd expect it, and it even came back with like punctuation and correct grammar and things like that, which is super awesome. So let's go ahead and try a longer file. The nice thing is if we have a big, long, large file, we don't actually have to wait for the entire file to actually play for the AI to generate the text. The AI is going to read this file and it's going to generate the text pretty quickly. So let's do a big file and see how long it takes. Again, it's going to take a little longer than if you were doing a shorter file, but it's still not going to take the exact amount of time as if it was actually, playing the file and listening to the file. So we can see that this is quite a bit of text here, and it definitely didn't take that long to actually play the file, so it's doing the processing really quickly on this file. That's how easy it is to use OpenAI's API. I hope this video was useful and helpful to kind of show you just how easy it is to get into this AI world. Hoping to just get you closer into leveraging AI in your apps. So can you have AI read a document and then maybe you can ask a question about it within your app? Or maybe there's some other idea that you can start to think about and what's possible after we go over these videos. I'm going to be creating more videos on this topic and how to use OpenAI's API and the kind of the things that they offer, along with some other AI topics in the future. If you found this video useful, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe as it helps my channel immensely.